Given all the recent talk about Daima, a show I had no interest in, and the Super manga's hiatus following Toriyama's passing, which I also don't want to read, I thought I would read an old tier list of mine into a top 10. To be clear, the anime covers the 131 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, the Broly movie, and Superhero. This is because the movie was made to fit into both continuities, as Goku doesn't use Kaioken or Perfected Blue, and Superhero has a manga art counterpart which differs in narrative and power scaling. Also, I'm focusing more on power than who would win in a fight, but I'll mention it when it would matter. The Gammas were created to rival Goku and Vegeta, based on data gathered the last time they were on Earth, and on top of this, Piccolo says they should be on par with Goku, who watched Goku and Vegeta fight Broly. Goku and Vegeta had been training since the Tournament of Power, meaning they should be stronger, so we can look at Goku's last fight against Jiren to see how much. Goku, while fatigued, in base, was able to outdo Android 17 against Frieza, an Android 17 who never gets fatigued and was shown to keep up with fatigued Kaioken times 20 Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta earlier on. Still, they were putting up a better fight against Jiren than Vegeta did before going Evolution, a Vegeta whose final flash was still surprising everyone including Belmod despite fighters like Hit and Kefla existing. This means that more or less Goku and Vegeta and Broly are stronger than everyone besides Ultra Instinct Goku and Jiren during the Tournament of Power, which also scales them above everyone in every arc before this, since the power cliffing is insane. You could make the argument Frieza has the same scaling as them since he did better against Broly than Goku and Vegeta, but since the Gammas have better stamina and a self-destruct, I would give the number 10 spot to them instead of Frieza. Vegeta might have been outdone by Goku in the tournament, but quickly caught up, fighting side by side against Broly. Considering he would just directly outscale himself by training in Zenkai boosts, he's essentially the same caliber of fighter as Frieza and the Gammas, but with more concrete evidence he would be stronger than in Broly, as Zenkais can be extreme and his training involves fighting, which activates his Saiyan biology to get stronger in combat. He also did directly beat Goku, and considering Kaioken is more strenuous than Evolution, he would also win a prolonged full power fight against a Goku that appears in Superhero. There is an argument, however, that he should actually be much stronger than the Gammas, but we'll cover that in our next spot. Piccolo may be placed above Vegeta, but this is a case where they're very close, and I don't think it's a stomp either way. Piccolo had his potential unleashed by Shenron after fighting and losing against Gamma 2, allowing him to fight a more even but still losing battle against the android. After awakening his orange form, he one-taps Gamma 2 casually. Which is just a feat proving he's over them, unlike Vegeta's implied scaling. However, Vegeta might be stronger depending on how much he valued Toriyama's statement during the promotion of Superhero, saying that Piccolo had finally caught back up and is now a rival for Goku again, which if you were to take only this statement, would put Piccolo as relative to Goku, who Vegeta beat, meaning Vegeta would go higher. But I would personally combine the scaling of Piccolo one-shotting someone on par with Vegeta and the statement that Piccolo is a rival for Goku to mean that Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo are all on par with each other. Following this would mean that Blue Kaioken Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta from Superhero could also one-shot the Gammas, meaning their training has been really paying off. Considering the more direct feats support Piccolo, I'm going to put him higher, but if Piccolo and Vegeta are relative, then Vegeta's Saiyan biology probably means he wins the fight. Beerus was the measuring stick for so long in the anime and continues to be a moving goalpost in the manga to such an extent people think he's unsurpassable, but in the anime he was finally usurped in the Tournament of Power. Despite Super Saiyan God cliffing Super Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue being 50 times stronger than that, Kaioken being a 20 times multiplier, Blue Vegito being stronger than that, and finally Goku and Ultra Instinct Omen being even stronger than Vegito Blue, it would take Goku awakening UI for the third time to finally reach Beerus' level, flat out leaving him behind in Ultra Instinct. Specifically, Goku and Blue during the Broly movie is stated to be approaching the Gods of Destruction, and since we know in the anime some gods are weak, like Champa being scared of Goku and Hit, or Seadra getting his attack destroyed by Frieza, this is most likely in direct reference to Beerus. Since Vegeta and Piccolo are only vaguely above that Goku, Beerus should still be here. Jiren was the first enemy that finally surpassed Beerus, and his hype and power were out of control in the Tournament of Power. You really just had to be there back in 2018. He is directly above Beerus by direct statements, and pushed Goku into a higher level than the third Omen that was stated to be in the realm of the gods already. And then Jiren awaked his own limit-breaking form to fight on par with Ultra Instinct. To reinforce that he likely hasn't been surpassed by the normal Z fighters, he's used as a measuring stick in Superhero by Vegeta and Goku when they're discussing their training methods. To be clear, if this top 10 was ranked by who would win, it's very likely Jiren can beat the person above him due to his stamina issues, but I'm looking at this more from pure power. People never shut up about the fact that Jiren trains, but since we don't have any inclination to how quickly he grows in power, all we can say is that he's vaguely stronger than he used to be. Just like the next fighter. Goku at the end of the Tournament of Power managed to outdo Vegeta, and in Broly seemed the stronger of the two since he could fight the Broly Vegeta was using God for in base for a bit. In Superhero, he fair and square lost to Vegeta, and since Kaioken is worse than Evolution, that is definitive. But Goku has something stronger. Ultra Instinct, a form he can't tap into at will, but when he does it brings him far above his limits. We can't scale a current Ultra Instinct since we don't have a concrete multiplier for the form, but even just the version of Ultra Instinct we saw back at the end of the anime outscaled Jiren directly, cementing his place above Jiren. Now, Goku in this form does have awful stamina, which in his fight against Jiren did cause him to lose, but he is stronger. On top of this, his Saiyan biology to get stronger should also help if you think him and Jiren were close in power. When Goku and Vegeta fought and lost to Broly, they fused and became Gogeta, fighting on par with him until needing to go blue, and we're going to use the Kamehameha to kill him. As far as Broly movie Broly is concerned, he's stated by Goku to be stronger than Beerus, and promotion does call Broly the strongest and the greatest enemy so far, cementing that Broly as above Jiren, who Gogeta beat, like Goku. Unlike Goku, who is vaguely stronger than Jiren since UI has no multipliers in the anime timeline, Gogeta was able to fight on par with Broly at his strongest as just a Super Saiyan before going blue. Following the Daizenshu multipliers, we know the forms are 50 times for Super Saiyan, 2 times that for Super Saiyan 2, and 4 times 2 for 3, with the God transformation being confirmed as a superior form than 3 in Goku's fight against Kale and Caulifla. Super Saiyan Blue, then, is stated to be a God-going Super Saiyan, with this being reinforced by Goku's fight against Kefla, meaning that the gap in power from Super Saiyan to Blue is at least 400 times. When keeping in mind that you only need about a 2 times difference in power to completely dominate and one-shot your opponents, this means that Goku likely gets clipped by Gogeta Blue, and it's not even really close at all, as Goku would only have to be stronger than Jiren by 2 times to win his fight, whereas Gogeta is bare minimum 400 times stronger than that Jiren. Also, unlike Vegeta in Ultra Instinct, he does seem to have a better time limit considering he not only warmed up against Broly, then spent a good bit kicking him around in blue, and then went on to bully Frieza. So for who would win arguments, Gogeta does seem better than UI for now. So I'm gonna get this out of the way. I do not like Beast Gohan or Cell Max, but for me, I'm scaling him in the most generous way possible, because in general, Dragon Ball is a series about power escalation, and even as recently as Broly, terminology like strongest versus strongest was used to promote the movie. But I really don't like Superhero, so I'll throw you a bone at the end and say how I would prefer the scaling to be. That being said, Gohan was able to fight on par with Gamma 1 in his ultimate form, doing better than Piccolo did against Gamma 2. After seeing Piccolo get dunked on, he goes Beast, and with the help of Gamma 2 self-destructing, defeats Cell Max, a being that completely manhandled Orange Piccolo 1v1. Afterwards, Piccolo says that Cell Max was a threat Goku or Vegeta might not have been able to defeat, which in the context of Orange Piccolo becoming a rival for Goku and Vegeta, means him losing badly to the nerfed and incomplete Cell Max, means Goku and Vegeta would also lose badly. If you take the Goku and Vegeta statement to its limit, it would mean Ultra Instinct Goku and Gogeta Blue, which means that Beast Gohan is someone Piccolo thinks is stronger, which is why I would put him directly above Gogeta Blue. The big defeater to this argument is that the Gammas are also stated to be stronger than Goku and Vegeta the last time they were on Earth, which should also mean Gogeta. However, in the movie we explicitly see them show Goku and Vegeta, not Gogeta, when the Red Ribbon is talking about it, whereas Piccolo has definitely seen UI and Gogeta, which is why I'm so confident Piccolo means Gogeta and the Red Ribbon means Goku and Vegeta. Cell Max was created in the image of Cell to conquer the world and was incomplete due to his mind not being fully stable, resulting in his ki and power fluctuating. Even in this state, he was stronger than Beast Gohan, as Gamma 2 had to self-destruct and nerf his power output to a point Gohan could destroy him. Even then, Gohan had to use a special beam cannon, a technique several times stronger than the user is normally to actually take down incomplete and nerfed Cell Max, while Piccolo was distracting him. Meaning in the straight ones, Cell Max is stronger and wins more consistently. Broly in his first appearance was able to use Ikari to fight on par with God Vegeta, who at that time was probably stronger than his Blue Evolution power, during the Tournament of Power. Then, after losing to Blue Goku, he went Super Saiyan and completely dominated Goku and Vegeta at the same time. After ragdolling Frieza for an entire hour straight, he was able to put up a good fight against Super Saiyan Gogeta, and pushed him into Blue, where the fight went completely out of his control. When Goku goes to check on him, he says he was stronger than Beerus, which using Omen 3 reaching Beerus in the Tournament of Power, and the Fusion and Super Saiyan multipliers, would make the Broly that fought Gogeta stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku. However, Broly shows up in Superhero training with Goku and Vegeta, and is stated in promotional material to be stronger than Cell Max, since he couldn't control his power. This means Broly's training has kept him as the strongest being in Dragon Ball Super's anime, outside of Angels at least. Considering casual training on Vampa made him god level before, training with Goku, Vegeta, and Whis now, it makes sense for him to continue growing at such an extreme rate. Now, I did mention I would give an alternate scale, and essentially it involves downplaying Piccolo's statements. If you rationalize that Goku or Vegeta doesn't mean UI or fusion, which you have to assume it doesn't, since Piccolo does have that knowledge, whereas he doesn't actually know how strong Goku or Vegeta are in Superhero, since they've been off-planet, then Gohan would only be stronger than Superhero Goku and Vegeta, and would mean Broly and Cell Max are essentially still just vaguely stronger than the Tournament of Power, but weaker than Gogeta. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments, and if you have your own video on the topic, let me know so I can react to it on stream. Bye bye!